Hey all, welcome back to Sim Race's journey. It's truly been a while. There's been a lot of life that's happened over these past few months. No need to dwell on all the details, but in April, my exceedingly healthy big brother was hospitalized with stage 4 cancer. We flew out to Cali to spend some time with him and his wife. Sadly, he passed away a few weeks after we'd been out there. So there's that. And he was a frequent member of our pit crew when we raced real cars many years ago. And he also was the guy who decided that we'd skip church on June 19th, 1966, so we could see Ford win at Le Mans that year. He made that executive decision, and we skipped church that day, and my brother did all the explaining to my mom and dad, and that was that. But anyhow, he's gone. That sort of turned my entire world upside down for a while there. And then you add in a sense of real frustration with ACC. It had just been so flaky. And add the annual vacation, the family lake vacation in there with our adult kids. And here we are in August. So I guess the good news about August would be that in September, the ACC console update bringing us up to the 1.8 level is supposed to drop. Now, I don't think there's an exact date yet, but sometime in April or sometime in September that's supposed to happen. Really hope that this goes much better than the 1.7 updates that we've been grinding through and dealing with, and just hasn't been a good process at all, I don't think. But this video is just a short look at how ACC has been performing for us here at Sim Race's journey over the past few months, as well as what we think is coming up, maybe a glimpse into the future. And as always, we have links down below to the blog post from Kunos 505 that specify sort of the update process that we've been through up to this point, as well as all the gear that we have. And we've said it before, and we'll say it again, and you probably forgot it's been so long. If it's a link down there for a product, it's something we believe in, something we very likely have and have used, and we don't make a penny on it. We're just not at that point yet. But those links are down there just for you guys to get some information. So now let's dig into it. So here we are. We are back on track for the first time in a while. And we're at Hungaroring, or however you pronounce it. They need a pronunciation guide, I think, for some of this stuff. So anyhow, we're here. We're going to do a few laps just to see how the force feedback feels. I want to see if I can duplicate losing the force feedback. I have an idea what it is, and I want to test that out. And then we'll just talk about some of the impressions of it, and then we'll go forward from there to talk about what the 1.8 update is supposed to include, and hopefully does, and any other gossip and rumors that we might have to let everybody in on, or maybe you guys have some. You could put them in the comments down below if you know some stuff that, or have heard some stuff that seems pretty reliable. So without further ado, let's get on the track.
Going double file.
It's been a while since I drove here. It might not be pretty. Plus, I'm talking while I'm driving. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that rarely goes well. Show them what you've got. Yeah, you bet. A vague remembrance of what the track is like. So like I said, the force feedback's very consistent so far. Road feel is good. Curbs feel good. And in full disclosure, I've cranked the AI way down just so well, my excuse is it's been a long time. So, like I said, force feedback seems pretty good. Road feel is good. And we'll move on from. So we're coming up in the last lap. It is mine to lose. I'm in first place. We got 1.3 seconds on number 2. And we shall see. Force feedback is held up through the whole race. Reliably so. So that's a good thing. But my theory is once we hit the button that we're like done with the race, the force feedback is going to instantly disappear. And so we'll test that out here and see if that's true. And like I say, hopefully we'll keep this guy from passing us here as we jabber. Well, that's not very promising. He's close to 0.6 back. We better just focus and get this thing done. He's back there waiting for a chance, waiting for a goof. Okay. Coming up in the final corner. And we got it. So I'm going to hit the A button. You can't see it down there. Oh, thanks. That was nice of him to do that, just running in the back of me. Press A button to end session, which is what we're going to do, and we'll see. Well, the pressing the A button didn't make the force feedback evaporate. I forget what exact set of circumstances that just happened in before. But it was a good race. I mean, the software felt right. So we'll take that as a win. And after this, like I say, we'll go over what the supposed changes and improvements were in the two 1.7 updates, what's supposed to happen with the 1.8, and talk a little bit about private servers. So that's it for this part, and we'll pick it up with the other information. Well, that's it. That was our on-track portion of this. We just wanted to keep it short and sweet, just sort of give you a little bit of a play-by-play on the force feedback and things in general. Like I said, it's pretty good. It's pretty reliable. Occasionally it will lose force feedback, but it's almost always only after a race, which I don't understand, but it's better than during a race. I still occasionally, rarely, but occasionally get booted to the Xbox desktop, which is annoying, but it's not in the middle of a race or anything. It's just as you're going through menus and things like that. So those are some little things, but I want to just go over some of the things that 1.8 is supposed to include. And this is all per the 505 blog dated 5/31/22, May 31st of 2022. And that's linked down below so you can read it for yourself. But they talk quite a bit about tires. Evidently, they've changed the tire model pretty extensively. They've increased the sensitivity, which causes increased wear with commensurate loss of grip, and makes tire management that much more important. And I know I have to watch my tire management. I generally tend to set my cars up to understeer a little bit, and it's a front engine, rear drive car, so tire management's kind of a big deal for me as it is. So I'm not sure I'm looking forward to that. But if it brings it closer to reality, that's fine. Setup has more input on tire grip, especially camber. That makes me wonder if all the setups that we've all worked on over the past couple of years, fine-tuned them to each track and things like that, and made little tweaks and things here and there, how much of that will translate. So what's a good setup on the 1.7? Is it still going to be a good setup on 1.8, or do we have to re-engineer a lot of things that way? One of the other things that does appeal to me is that tire temp won't decrease nearly as quickly. I always had troubles at Spa after coming up in the last corner, heading down the start-finish straight, and then that long straightaway through Eau Rouge and on down the main straight. By the time I got down to the end of the main straight, my tires had cooled down significantly, and I had to take it a little bit more careful until they warmed back up again. So that's a good thing in my book. 505 talks about an improved suspension model. I don't know. It'd be nice to know what they changed, but I mean, hopefully it is improved. They say that TCS is improved and more realistic. Traction control. So, okay, we'll take that at their word. An improved rain tire model, more realistic reactions to puddles, wet curbs, and paint on the track. That could get real interesting. The painted part when it's wet, that could be very, very interesting. So they got some pretty cool things that way that are coming. The private servers will stay, and I'll talk about those a little bit here in a minute. But I just sort of want to go through the 1.8 and then the downstream from 1.8, which in this case is the downloadable content. The challenge pack has 5 cars, one of which is a GT3 class, and the other 4 are single make series cars. So that might be kind of a new nuance to ACC racing, like Porsche Cup and things like that, which would be kind of cool. And then 3 American tracks, the American Track Pack, Coda, Indy, Road Course, and Watkins Glen, which I think would be very cool. And we have links below for those as well, so you can get a little bit more specifics on what those DLCs have. And they are talking about this being ready, the 1.8, by the end of summer. So 20th or 21st, I'm not sure when summer ends this year, of September. We'll see. And then sometime between November and December that the DLC will be ready to download. So we'll see how that goes. And 9/22, or the end of summer, is about 5 weeks from now. So we're anxious. But in all honesty, I would rather they take their time and do it right and avoid the mess that 1.7 was. I don't want to go through that again. I'd rather wait until February to have them get it right than to, spend another 4 months, 5 months sorting out the pig pile of an update and waiting for them to get it right. So that's sort of that part of it. We haven't stepped into private lobbies. We said we were going to in the last video that we dropped a while ago. But I've read that they're so problematic that we just decided it didn't make sense. It was sort of a waste of time to step into those knowing that they didn't work right. Because hopefully they'll make some significant changes, get them so they're more stable, more reliable, and then we'll go from there. So when the 1.8 comes out, we'll spend some time in private lobbies, see how that goes, and hopefully we'll have some news downstream from that for y'all going forward. So that's about it for this one. Like I said, we're going to keep it short and sweet. and to the point, and I think we achieved that goal. Links are below. We've got all the stuff from 505 down there, information, their blog posts relative to this, their downloadable content, their bug reporting link, things like that. We also have the links to all our gear, both for our sim racing and our streaming gear down there. It's all stuff we believe in. It's all stuff we have, and we don't make a penny on it. We just believe in it, and we wouldn't do it any other way except for stuff we really believe in and know something about. So that's it on that. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you've been thinking about all this mess. 1.7, how's it working out for you? 1.8, what are your expectations? Oh, one thing I forgot. I was hoping, but they never have said a thing about it. But I was hoping they would have the driver swap feature like the PCs have, where I could be here in my house. I could do the first 2 hours of a 12-hour race, and somebody across the country or across the world could be my co-driver, and they could step into the virtual car and take over for the next 2-hour stint. I think that would be a really cool feature, because as it stands right now, I don't have anybody geographically near that could do that. And as a result, I couldn't do an endurance race. So I think it'd be really cool if they would have that option. So, that's my 2 cents on missing features. But that's it. If you like what you're seeing here and you're getting something out of it, please like and subscribe down below. And we'll see you next time on Sim Racer's Journey.